嗨，各位如果还没有睡觉的朋友们，现在呢是上午的凌晨6点04分，我是美国先生频道杰森老师现在是美国正在进行川普的全国演讲然后呢大概就是是一个爆炸性的新闻就是川普呢现在呢要将成功研发的疫苗呢给发送到全国然后他的五星上将所有的官员排排站宣布这个重大消息一边宣布呢我们的他们的疫苗的进度 OK 然后呢一边呢要说明如何尽快的达到全美国的人民的各州的全国人民身上需要的人。然后呢川普呢刚才我稍微听了一下，因为我待会还要尽量为大家翻译就说应该有提到要免费然后呢那再来就是他很骄傲这次疫苗呢提前5倍快研发然后呢会按照进程的呢发放给全国人民 OK 然后这个相信是一个爆炸性新闻，很多人都会会觉得说哇很振奋，对不对然后我们就来一起听过一遍吧 OK 好，那就不要浪费时间了，我们就来宣布这个消息给大家
As we all know, since after the election, we haven't heard a lot from President Trump. We haven't seen a lot from him. We know that he's been tweeting, but we have not seen like we used to. See, here in the media, we got a little bit used to the last 4 years of seeing a lot of the president. That wasn't normal in a lot of the administrations of past.
这是他第一次首度公开全国演讲。
Moments there, but this was definitely different here in the administration. We had more access. There was more news conferences and just events at the White House, and we're seeing another event pop up right here. And of course, we're bringing that to you right here on these.
好，那我们现在直接到跳到川普他的演讲的内容 ，OK。好，现在总统已经走出来了。
Thank you very much. Thank you.
谢谢你们。
Beautiful idea. Time of year. In the past 9 months, my administration has initiated the single greatest mobilization in U.S. history, pioneering.
在前一晚，他跟他幕僚呢在商讨到就是尽快的动员全部动员起来。
Developing and manufacturing therapies and vaccines.
他的疫苗的发展还有研究。
Record time.
用
numbers like nobody's seen before.
用最快速度。
No medical breakthrough of this scope and magnitude has ever been achieved this rapidly.
规格跟速度呢都没有人能及。
This quickly, and we're very proud of it, and had tremendous help from the military, generals, admirals, and many of the great people at the White House.
有白宫还有军队的所有的官员们尽全力的合作。
Warp speed is unequaled and unrivaled anywhere in the world, and leaders of other countries have called me to congratulate us on what we've been able to do, and we've helped many countries with their ventilators and all of the problems they were having, and I'd like to congratulate everyone involved in this effort.
首先还是感谢所有帮忙的人。
As a result of Operation Warp Speed, Pfizer announced on Monday that its China virus vaccine is more than 90% effective.
Pfizer 是一个大药厂有超过90%的成功率。
Far exceeds any and all expectations. Nobody thought they'd get to that level. And we have others coming which we think will be at equal level, maybe more if that's possible. In July, my administration reached an equal level, maybe more if that's possible. In July, my administration reached an agreement with Pfizer to provide $1.95 billion to support the mass manufacturing and distribution of 100 million doses
with the option to purchase a total of 600 million doses shortly thereafter. Our investment
川普就说他花了数十亿美元然后呢购买这些疫苗。
will make it possible for the vaccine to be provided by Pfizer free of charge.
好，重点来了，免钱free of charge 希望这次的疫苗呢能够大成功，能够造福所有的人。然后川普现在承诺不用钱然后希望能够造福这些穷人，还有真正需要的人。
Pfizer said it wasn't part of Warp Speed, but that turned out to be a unfortunate misrepresentation. They are part. That's why we gave them the $1.95 billion and
1.95，等下我再听大概17亿美金
，$1.95 million
将近20亿美金195亿美金，1.95 billion19.5亿美金。
$1 billion, and it was an unfortunate mistake that they made when they said that. We will work to secure an emergency use authorization, which should be coming down extremely soon, and my administration will then coordinate the distribution of the vaccine.
药厂会尽全力的全速的发展，然后所有的幕僚也会全力配合。
And it will be approved. I think again, it will be approved very, very quickly. We hope. The average development timeline for the vaccine, including clinical tests and manufacturing, can take 8 to 12 years.
他说到一般临床实验还有发展呢，要至少拿到8到12年要用到8到12年的研发时间。
Through Operation Warp Speed, we're doing it in less than 1 year.
他们用了1年之内就达成这个目标了。
If you had a different administration with different people, what we've done would have taken, in my opinion, 3, 4, 5 years, and it would have been in the FDA forever. This is 5 times faster than the fastest prior vaccine development.
如果是 FDA 的话 ，would have 可能也可能会花到4到5年
In history, 5 times faster. Say it again, 5 times faster.
历史上最快的速
Nobody can
度。
believe it, actually. 3 other vaccines are also in the final stages of trial.
还有另外三种的疫苗也正在做最后的试验。
They'll arrive within a few weeks, and they
而
will.
且在未来的几周将会达成
Will also be mass-produced, and the delivery will be very rapid.
他讲到大量的生产，而且呢，在发送上会非常迅速。
Ready to go. The vaccine will be distributed to frontline workers, the elderly, and high-risk.
首先呢，这些疫苗第一批呢要给医务人员还有就是年长者。
Americans immediately.
立即发送。
A matter of weeks. Get out very, very much ahead of schedule. Any schedule that
超前
I said we're going to be far ahead of that. We know that this virus primarily targets older populations and those with underlying health conditions, while over 99.98% of those under the age of 50 make a full and quick recovery. By giving the vaccine to high-risk individuals right away, we will dramatically reduce hospitalizations and deaths.
我不知道这是川普他自己的看法。他说99% 以上的在50岁以下的那个有很大的治愈力这个我是照川普这样翻，但是这个还是要证实一下
Case levels are high, but a lot of the case levels are high because of the fact that we have the best testing program anywhere in the world. We've developed the most and the best tests, and we test far more than any other country. So it shows, obviously.
很明显，川普有一些科学的一些
vaccinating the
支
elderly
持
and the high risk,
证
we
据的支
will
持。
effectively end this phase of the pandemic and allow seniors to reclaim their golden years, the golden years of their lives, which is so incredible. And it's about time that they can have those golden years. Again, this process is starting
确保老
right
人
away.
有品
Millions
质
of
的
doses
生
will
活。
soon be going out the door. They're all ready, waiting for that final approval. As soon as April, the vaccine will be available to the entire general population, with the exception of places like New York State, where, for political reasons, the governor decided to say, and I don't think it's good politically. I think it's very bad from a health standpoint, but he wants to take his time on the vaccine. He doesn't trust where the vaccine's coming from. These are coming from the greatest companies anywhere in the world, greatest labs in the world.
川普其实在谴责纽约因为纽约他们自己的标准那可能在步骤上可能没有一致川普是希望能够马上给全国的国民 OK。
But he doesn't trust the fact that it's this White House, this administration. So we won't be delivering it to New York until we have authorization to do so.
所以他现在说纽约的部分呢可能已经要得到他们的许可才能够给他们这样看他们的立场至于其他部分应该就没问题了。
That pains me to say that this is a very successful, amazing vaccine at 90% and more. But so the Governor Cuomo, will have to let us know when he's ready for it. Otherwise, we can't be delivering it to a state that won't be giving it to its people immediately.
Yeah, 他其实有点
I know the people of New York very well. I know they want
不高兴
So the governor will let us know when he's ready.
拒绝他
He's
帮
had
忙
some very bad editorials recently about this statement and what's happened with respect to nursing homes and his handling of nursing homes, and I hope he doesn't handle this as badly as he's handled the nursing homes. But we're ready to provide it as soon as they let us know that they'll actually use it. And again, it's a very safe and a great vaccine.
特别提到养老
Already
院
we have
的
among
人
the
特别
lowest
需
case
要
fatality rates in our country, anywhere in the world, the entire world, and we performed significantly better than our peer countries. As far as therapeutics are concerned, my administration's also made critical investments in therapies that have helped reduce the mortality rate by 85%. That's, to me,
他说他的幕僚的那个发展呢 OK 降低了 85% 的死亡率
most exciting things. It's incredible, some of the antibody vaccines and others that have come out and have really helped people. 85%. Last month, the FDA approved remdesivir, and we've secured enough remdesivir to treat 850,000 patients. My administration finalized an agreement with Eli Lilly to purchase the first doses of their antibody which shows amazing results. This treatment will be available completely free of cost to patients. 5,000 units have already been shipped, and many more going out the door as we speak. We'll also reach an agreement with AstraZeneca for the large-scale manufacturing of their antibody treatment, which is excellent. We expect to issue emergency use authorizations for a number of additional treatments in the near future. Tremendous promise, but remember the 85% number. That's an incredible number, but we have some tremendously promising drugs online and ready to come out. We have ensured that our frontline workers have all the tools they need. My administration's invoked the Defense Production Act and related authorities over 100 times and have made a historic investment into our industrial base.
川普他现在一直在谈论他这阵子对疫苗的一些措施
Every American who needed a ventilator has had access to a ventilator.
提到那个呼吸器
Very complicated piece of equipment, very expensive.
的供
We
应
haven't had one person in this whole country that has requested or needed a ventilator that hasn't had it. Every single request has been immediately filled. So that was something that was a great job. And now we're helping the rest of the world with ventilators because it's a very hard thing. We're producing them thousands of ventilators a month. The federal government has 22,000 beds immediately available for states and jurisdictions that need additional capacity. But we think that it's going to start going down, possibly very quickly. We'll see what happens. But with the vaccine, you'll see numbers going down within a matter of months, and they'll go down very rapidly.
如果在医疗的帮助下，未来几个月之内呢，那个得病率将大大的降低。
400 points today again, and it's ready to break the all-time record. Our jobs records, our incredible. The job numbers are incredible. In the last 6 months, we've created over 13 million jobs and slashed the unemployment rate
他提到他
by more than
在
half.
过去的一些攻击
Last quarter, we
提
witnessed
供
the
许多的
fastest
工作
economic
机
growth
会
ever recorded in the history of our country.
这是
33.1%.
川普总统
It's a
在
number
选后
that
第一次
is
公
more
开
than
的
double
全国
our
演讲
highest. That
非
was in
常的
1952. And we've more
那
than
个
doubled it. The United States
这
experiences
是
the
哪个
lowest
新闻频
economic
道看的
contraction and the most rapid
福
economic
斯
recovery of any
Fox
major
它
Western nation.
上面标题打
We went
Breaking
down
News
less
OK
and we went up
是个非
more,
常重大的消
which
息
is quite
我
a
也趁
combination
早
of
上
facts.
6点多
Well,
呢
healthy Americans have
我
gone
就想
back
说
to
跟大
work
家分
and to
享
school
这
and
个非常
continue
重要
to
的
spare no
的
expense
消息给
to
大家这
protect
对我
the
们是非
elderly
常重
and
要
the
的消息，
vulnerable.
因为
According to
如
some
果美国
estimates,
可
a
以
national lockdown
成
costs
功的
$50
话呢，
billion
相信呢
a
台湾也
day
会大大的有
and
帮助
hundreds of thousands of jobs every single day. Ideally, we won't go to a lockdown. I will not go. This administration will not be going to a lockdown. Hopefully,
As soon as
whatever
April
happens in the future, who knows which administration will be? I guess time will tell. But I can tell you, this administration will not go to a lockdown. It won't.
他保证他的这个过渡时期呢，他不会这个政府不会停止运作。
Cannot be. You got to remember, cannot be worse than the problem itself, and I've said it many times. And when you look at what happens during a lockdown, I just say it very loudly. It's horrible what happens with drugs, alcohol, depression, loss of jobs, business closures. It's a terrible thing. So this administration will not go, under any circumstances, will not go to a lockdown, but we'll be very vigilant, very careful.
他说他们非常警惕、非常小心的
It's a complicated disease, but we understand it very well.
这是我这么久以来听到川普这么的谨慎、这么的小心严肃的说一件事情。
Outside gatherings. And with that, I just want to ask some very talented people to come up and say a few words. General Perna and Dr. Slawi have been incredible. The general is really getting started.
还有医疗专家上来宣布一些更多的讯息。
Putting this all together 6 months ago, and you're going to see some real action. So, General,
他们6个月前就携手合作了。
Then, Doctor, you'll go right after that. Thank you very much, and then we're going to finish it off with Mike Pence. Okay? Thank you, please. Thank you, sure.
Thank you, Mr. President. Hi, everybody. So Operation Warp Speed's mission is to enable and accelerate the development of vaccines and therapeutics to help control the COVID-19 pandemic and save
他们的目标这个是要
On
加
May
速整
15th,
个
almost 6
疫苗的
months
发
ago
展。
today, we stated the goal of the operation, which was to
他用
have
到 warp
vaccines
speed
and
WARP 趋
therapeutics
速。
available and approved for use in the US population by the end of the year 2020. We said then that while very challenging, the goal was credible and therefore was worth trying with the best, our best to achieve it. Today, we're almost 6 months later, and I think we can say that significant progress has been made. And while we are not there yet, we are close.
川普说 lockdown 锁国呢
Let me share with you some facts. If I look at the vaccine side, we selected a portfolio of 6 vaccines using 3 different platform technologies, and we elected to have 2 vaccines from each platform technology. First platform is what's called messenger RNA, and 2 vaccines using that platform were in the portfolio, one by Pfizer and one by Moderna. The second platform is using what's called live viral vectors, and we had 1 vaccine from J&J and 1 vaccine from
他最主要提到2种疫苗
in partnership with Oxford University.
有
And
很
the
大的
third
发展
platform was the recombinant protein platform with 1 vaccine from a biotech company here in the US called Novavax, and another one from a partnership between Sanofi and GlaxoSmithKline. These vaccines are now, 6 vaccines are all in the clinical development stages, and 4 of them are in phase 3 trials. And of the 4 that are in phase 3 trials, 2 have effectively completed enrollment in the phase 3 trial, and one of the 2 has announced on Monday, to I think thrilling information, that they had 90% efficacy. That was the Pfizer vaccine, demonstrating that vaccination is possible against COVID-19, that the kind of choices we have made in terms of the antigen selected was effective and made us optimistic that other vaccine may also be effective. On Wednesday, the same week, just this Wednesday, Moderna, the other company with the vaccine using similar platform technology, messenger RNA, announces they have achieved the number of cases in their trial to allow for a first interim analysis, and I would expect that shortly, probably next week, we may hear what I hope to be another very good information regarding an efficacious vaccine. The two other vaccines that are in phase 3 trial that are using the live vector platform, the J&J vaccine and the AstraZeneca vaccine, have recruited already a few thousand subjects in their trials. I would like to take this opportunity to invite as many Americans as possible who would like to volunteer to participate in these clinical trials. That's the only way we are able to achieve a demonstration of the safety and the efficacy of these vaccines. The last two vaccines, the recombinant protein vaccines, are planned to start their phase 3 trials within the next few weeks.
Phase 3 trial.
And while we are developing this vaccine, we haven't only looked at the clinical development, of course, in partnership with the companies that are the sponsors for the vaccine. We also invested very significantly in the manufacturing of this vaccine in such a way as to, when we have the clinical efficacy demonstration with these vaccines, we would also have vaccine doses to be able to immunize the US population. So the two vaccines that are completing their phase 3 trial are likely to be filing their files with the FDA for a potential emergency use authorization within the next few weeks. And hopefully,
在下几周呢，他们要这两个最主要的突破的疫苗呢，会经由 FDA 通过 ，OK， 那其实很快了啊。
If approved, they could be used for immunization in the U.S. population in the month of December.
In the month of December. 那最快呢，就在12月就可以发送到全国了。
We plan to have enough vaccine doses available for use in the U.S. population to immunize about 20 million individuals in the month of December, and another 25 to 30 million per month on an ongoing basis from there on. And as of the month of February or March, if we have more vaccines approved, such as the live vector vaccine, we may be able to immunize a larger number of Americans on an ongoing basis per month. Operation Warp Speed didn't only focus on vaccines. We also looked at therapeutics.
他们注意力不止放在疫苗也放在治疗的方式。
And we have worked with a number of companies developing monoclonal antibodies, in particular, that are able to neutralize the virus. As Mr. President said, we have announced partnerships with Eli Lilly, with Regeneron, and with AstraZeneca. And on Monday, Eli Lilly's monoclonal antibody was granted an emergency use authorization to treat patients that are infected and at risk of hospitalization. The Regeneron monoclonal antibodies have been also filed for emergency use authorization, which is currently under review and is potentially reaching approval within the next few weeks. And finally, AstraZeneca
还有抗体也在接下来的几周也会有成效。
just in the last few days has received.
先帮大家整理一下川普宣布呢，这个疫苗重大发展呢，然后在未来几周如果通过的话呢，将会最快速度呢发送给全国人民他提到 free of charge 就是免费的这次他们花了将近他讲到20亿美金协助这些药厂还有研发然后他还提到纽约州他好像跟川普的步调不一样，所以如果可能会在发送的过程中造成困难，因为纽约州他们还是希望能够比较按照正规的方式让一切都通过再来决定所以呢，川普他现在说除了纽约州之外呢其他都应该是能够尽快的发送了。 好，我们继续听下去。现在提到有2个重大的疫苗，还有就是抗体在未来几周都会陆续的实现啊。然后呢，最快在12月就会发送到全国。
The green light to start 2 large phase 3 trials with their monoclonal antibodies supported by
他们需要一些
to prevent the acquisition of COVID-19 disease in very frail subjects or in very high-risk subjects as a protective alternative to a vaccine. So, potentially 2 vaccines and 2 therapeutics may be granted an emergency use authorization before the end of this year. I think it's a remarkable achievement within a period of 6 to 7 months. It is important to note that this progress has been achieved without any political interference. I said it many times. And at every step,
我应该查一下他叫什么名字。他说如果没有政府帮忙，也没有那么快了
being judged by independent expert bodies, whether it's when the FDA grants the green light to go into clinical trials.
就是对于 FDA 的施压给他放行，Green light 就是放行的意思。
Whether when the data safety monitoring boards review the safety of the studies on an ongoing basis and sometimes put them on hold, as I'm sure you have witnessed with the AstraZeneca vaccine, for instance. And these same data safety monitoring boards are the independent boards of experts that analyze the efficacy of the vaccines and the safety of the vaccines.
好的，我现在要跳到他的总司令 OK 的演讲OK 好，因为这边应该就是针对疫苗的进展 OK。
Mr. President, thank you for allowing me to continue service of our great nation as a co-leader with Dr. Moncef Slaoui on this mission. Let me start by emphasizing for me, what is Operational Warp Speed about? It is about saving lives. And it is a Herculean task, especially on this mission.
将军讲话是不一样。
Saving lives. And it is a Herculean task that the President put us on many months ago. And as Dr. Slaoui just laid out, we are making steady progress and we are ready to execute. Through the whole of American
他是
approach,
四星上将大家可以查一下他叫什么名字。
we have leveraged our mission. It has been powerful. We have capitalized on the best contracting, logistics, and planning experts available to synchronize and integrate all phases of the operation, from development of the vaccine, manufacturing of the vaccine.
军方动用了很多的力气在后勤补给生产全部都帮了很大的忙。
Finally, distribution of the vaccine.
最后呢，要达到
6 months ago, the capacity did not exist in our
过去
nation's
6年6
pharmaceutical
个月
production
这件
base.
事情不可能存在。
We went to work building brick and mortar manufacturing facilities, bringing in the right specialized machinery and equipment, and prioritizing supply chain materials through the Defense Production Act. Today,
原物料还有后勤 OK 运送方面都尽了最大力气。
Today, we expect to have tens of millions of doses immediately following EUA, and we will distribute them as soon as the FDA applies the EUA.
在 FDA 通过之后，
We
军
will
方
do
会
that
用最大力
within
气，
24 hours
最
of
快
the
的把疫
EUA.
苗送给全
We are
国人。
harnessing the strength of commercial industry and existing vaccine delivery capabilities and infrastructure. Our nation deserves this.
我们的国家
Vaccines
需要
will
这
be
个。
allocated pro rata by population so that we ensure fair and equitable
我确保
across.
大家能够
We need the states
合适
that are
的、
part of the
公平的
planning
得到
to
这些药。
accept the vaccine. We are working closely along with the CDC, the 64 jurisdictions and states to ensure vaccine can safely and quickly get to those who need it first.
在 CDC 的允许之下，我们要用最快速度、最安全的方式发送给全国所有的人。
And then we have plans to ensure that it spreads exponentially across our country and that no place is left without a
没有一
vaccine.
个地方可以
At the
被
end
忽
of the
略。
day, our success is going to be judged by the availability of the vaccine as the shots go in arms. It is the partnerships we have formed with the pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer and Moderna, distribution companies like McKesson, FedEx,
提
and
到说
UPS, and pharmacies
运
like
送公司还有
CVS
药
and
药
Walgreens
厂
that have
通力
agreed
的合作，才有这样
to
的
do
成果。
things differently, to think, how can we get this to the American people in the most rapid and
目标就是
expeditious
用
way?
最快的速度
We will be successful because of this
传达给
all
大
of
家。
America approach, this collaboration, this effort that everybody is leading towards. I will end where I started. This is about saving lives, the lives of the great American people. And
这
we
是
will not
攸
rest
关人民
until
重
we
大
are
的事情。
successful and that we have irreversible momentum to returning our nation back to normal.
我们
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, General.
义无反顾的，只能够尽全力地帮助所有人。
Thank you, Mr. President, for providing the leadership that's gotten us where we are today. The success that Operation Warp Speed has realized so far has been made possible only because of the bold vision you announced not even 6 months ago, right here in the Rose Garden.
好的我大概剩下的新闻应该在今天早报或各大新闻网应该都会出现了最主要就是我在今天大概5点多的时候获悉这个消息，我觉得有必要把这样的重大讯息传播给大家这对人类有帮助的。OK 我刚才只是大概听了一下，没有细翻然后希望能够把大概的意思传达给你们，知道说现在疫苗有重大的突破，美国呢现在呢在未来的几周就会陆续将疫苗发送给所有的美国老百姓然后尤其是医务人员还有年长的人川普这次呢非常谨慎的看着他的演讲非常的谨慎，然后呢就是一五一十的然后把他所要讲的传达给全国人民这是他的竞选之后第一次全国公开演讲然后呢有关疫苗的重大的突破希望呢能够真的实现能照就他所言能够免费的发送给所有需要的人。OK， 那也希望呢这就是我们这次灾难的终结希望这全世界能够呢因此受益这是我衷心的希望。我也希望大家呢能够衷心祈祷希望这次的疫苗能够成功然后呢如果大家都有成功的话，希望全世界也能够很快的接受到帮忙。 OK这是我今天觉得有必要跟大家分享的一个很有意义的消息希望呢你们没有被打扰到了现在已经早上6点多了希望大家有美好的周末。我是杰森老师，这里是杰森 Adam TV 我们有2个频道，如果大家喜欢的话，请你们订阅美国先生或者是美国老师这2个频道都很欢迎你们谢谢你们的收看。好的，然后有任何的错误或缺失的时候请大家不吝指正因为我也只是一边听边讲嘛，对不对有些错，然后细节的部分呢也烦请大家能够参照今天的各大新闻网。 OK 好，那这就是我的今天要分享的事情，祝大家有个美好的周末，拜拜。